vehicle boys. We will do something to Borg. Borg moment. Iceberg, right ahead!
I'm very good at this. Hard starboard! I'm very good at this. What's up, guys? It's the Vehicle Boys back with another video on the RMS Titanic. We hate sports.
Yeah, sports is very dumb. We should
Okay, very the same. I play 2 sports, so I don't completely hate sports, but I
totally dislike it, and sports is awful. Except when I'm around him, I sort of like it. Because
guys, comment down below who should be the leader of the Vehicle Boys, or should we just be doing the Vehicle Boys? Comment down below. Should it just be the Vehicle Boys, or should one of us be the leader?
Absolutely not. There is a document. This is democracy.
Yeah. Okay, the story. Don't mind the very weird funnels.
And do not mind the year, because that is incredibly
No, 1985, the wreck.
No, it's 1911 is when it was completed.
No. 1907 to 1985. So this is the story.
Oh yeah, because
when it was planned for when it was found. And we're not going to include the Titan. Okay, 1907. In 1907, the Cunard Line had ships that were 2 good ships sailing in the seas.
Yeah.
The Stop using the mouse. Okay. The Lusitania and the Mauretania. Soon to come Aquitania. So the White Star Line and Hartwell and Wolff, the company that built the line ships, decided to build the Olympic class. The ship
because they got really
Titanic and gigantic, but then became the Britannic. So
So what I'm gonna comment about that is basically White Star Line got mad at Cunard Line because they got very fast ships. So they designed the Olympic class,
which would be called the Olympic, Titanic, and the Gigantic.
And what about the Big Four?
The Big Four were the ones that came before them, the Celtic class.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also.
Okay, in 1908 to 1909, and 1908.
And just so you know, Titanic has 1 dummy smokestack.
Well,
one dummy, with 3 being operational.
Stop quoting it. In 1908, the RMS Olympic was started a year ahead of the Titanic. The Olympic was already done with its keel, which is the bottom of the ship that keeps it balanced when the Titanic was started. 1910 to 1911. In 1910, the Olympic was launched, which means that when the ship is put into the water and be sent to a crane to put in the engines, boilers, and funnels, then would be taken to a dry dock for the finishing touches. In 1911, the Olympic did sea trials and maiden voyage, and also in 1911, the Titanic was launched. April 2nd, 1912. On April 2nd, the Titanic had its sea trials. It passed for 1 year. Then on the same day, set sail for Southampton. This is the last time it sees its home. It took 1 day to get there, but there was a coal strike, so it stayed there for 7 days. Alongside the RMS Oceanic too. My second favorite ship.
Yeah.
April 10th. At 7 o'clock a.m., the passengers started to board. Third class had to do a lice check, and when all the passengers were on board, they set off to Cherbourg, France. They arrived at 7 o'clock p.m. What a coincidence. The passengers from there had 2 tenders. The most famous, the Normandic, then set off for Queenstown, Ireland. April 11th, 1912. In the morning, they stopped at Queenstown, Ireland to pick up most of the third-class passengers. During that time, they did some testing on turning speeds. Another thing happened. A crew member jumped off the ship and saved his life. A coincidence.
Yeah.
April 13th. Oh, by the way, this time also the Apollo 13 thing happened. So I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a slideshow I'm going to do. So, on the day the fire was put out, after burning for 3 weeks straight, otherwise the rest of the day was fine. There's also a list lean or tilt, because the only way to put out the fire was to move the coal from the right to the left, causing this list. April 14th, 1912. On that day, there was supposed to be a lifeboat drill, but it was canceled by Captain Smith because of church. That night, all at 11:40 p.m., night movers by 37 seconds later, they hit the iceberg, opening 6 watertight compartments.
Actually, it's 5.
No, a sliver of the 6th one. Wanna know why?
Oh, yeah.
Because the 5th compartment filled with boiler room number 6. Boiler number 5 was also flooding.
Yeah.
Meaning 6 compartments. 6 watertight compartments. All of the watertight compartments were closed by First Officer Murdoch. If they hit it straight on, they would have made it with only 248 deaths estimated. The Titanic could only stay with 4 compartments. By the way, the command was actually given was hard starboard, which is turning left, and full stern, which slows down the turning speed when you go full stern. April 15th, 12 o'clock a.m., 1912. At 12 o'clock, the Titanic's bow front was getting closer to the waterline, or surface, and was listing to port. And people were not convinced that it was sinking. Finally, at 12:20, the first lifeboat was launched with 12 out of the 70 people because they were scared that it wouldn't be safe. 1:30 a.m. The last hour was deadly. At 1:30, the bow or front went under, and the last lifeboat was launched. All third class was stuck on the ship. The kids from third class went to sleep did not experience the death. 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, the stern back was raised out of the water. People falling into the water, people falling into the watertight bulkhead, and the watertight bulkheads were flooding. It was deadly.
Yeah.
At 2:15 to 2, so basically I made the times wrong. I did make the times right, but it sank in 2 hours and 40 minutes. So at 2:15, the hull is cracking. The last deck was holding it together. At 2:20, the lights go out, and the ship splits in half. A few seconds later, it sinks, but the port list. 1,500 people fell into the water. Only 4 were recovered, making deaths 1,496. 10 minutes later, it reached the bottom 2 miles deep. 1985. In 1985, Robert Ballard discovered the Titanic, and also discovered that it split in 2. Movies. They say the Titanic will rust. Well, I don't know what happened here. Predicament, like this is like a predicament. They say that Titanic will rust away by 2030 due to rust gulls that eat steel. Titanic is its main course. There was a book about a fictional ship called the Titan that had the same fate as the Titanic. The rumor. A few thought that due to the collision in 1911, the RMS Olympic and HMS Hawke. Due to the collision, Olympic suffered damage. The White Star Line couldn't afford fixing, so they thought that they swapped the Olympic and the Titanic. And of course, the course was set to hit the iceberg and sink it. So they asked another ship called the Californian to pick up the passengers from the ship, but it failed with the rockets launched weren't the Titanic's Olympic, so they ignored it, and Titanic saw another ship called Samson, which is illegally whale hunting, so finally the corp hit the wreck 2 hours after it sank. Here's an image of the wreck. Here's an image of it sinking very inaccurately. Titanic's facts, story, and parts of ship. Watertight bulkheads and doors. The watertight compartments are supposed to keep water out. They go up to E deck, and were made so 4 compartments are filled and could stay afloat. And more than 4, quote Thomas Andrews, Titanic will founder. There are 16 compartments. Leading fireman Frederick Barrett. Frederick Barrett is a leading fireman and the only that survived from the boiler rooms. I didn't put as much slides. Okay, Joseph Bell. Joseph Bell is the chief engineer and died on Titanic. And hoped to keep the Titanic afloat so everyone else can get off. Thank you for watching. As you can see, I'm still kind of in the editing process. I just wanted to show this out. I did put in those two people because they were assisting in the survival of the Titanic for as much time as possible. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.